Channel 10 News. John Hughes is known for writing and directing The Breakfast Club and 16 Candles, which was loved and hated by many. Now we're going to cut to John Hughes and ask him some questions. Today with us we have Mr. John Hughes, who is known for writing and directing 16 Candles and The Breakfast Club. Today we will ask him some questions. Mr. Hughes, how do you feel about the appeal of The Breakfast Club?
Well, I think the picture, to its credit, people either liked it or they disliked it strongly. And if a picture's doing that, something's going on with it. It isn't just laying there and people saying, well, it was all right, I mean, I'd much rather stir controversy than just, fade away. I think that a lot of adults misinterpreted the film. I think they looked at it as an assault, which it was not. Mm-hmm. They misinterpreted why those kids... A lot of people said, well, he's presuming to say that all children's problems are a result of their parents. And what I was saying is that those kids are concerned about their parents. They wouldn't talk the way they did about their parents if they didn't have some concern for them.
So, John, there has been a lot of bad critiques on the lack of parenting throughout the movie, which led to the misfortunate kids. How do you feel about that?
If their parents were not important to them, they wouldn't have said anything about them. It wouldn't even have come up. But it is an issue to them. And what the picture was saying to adults, what those characters were saying to adults, is please listen to me. I mean, I'm young, but I have problems. They may not seem particularly important to you, because in the context of life and death and survival and all those other major issues, my being upset because someone doesn't like me or I don't have any friends or whatever looks relatively insignificant to you, but it's really hurting me.
So what do you think is most important in all your films?
The future. And the future is something that comes up in all of my films. It's all over the place, and because I think it's important.
Hughes' newest film is called Pretty in Pink. Keep an eye out for it later this month. I'm Jade Frazier, and this is Channel 10 News.
Mia Sara was born on June 19, 1967. She attended St. Anne's School in Brooklyn, New York. Mia was a photographer and artist before her acting career took off. Some major films she starred in were Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Queenie, and A Stranger Among Us. Judd Nelson was born in Portland, Maine on November 28, 1959. Judd Nelson starred in The Breakfast Club, where him and 4 other teenagers spend a day at Saturday school, all from different social groups at school.
I've messed up. It's nice to meet you.
Ren McCormick, played by Kevin Bacon, moves from the big city Boston to a small southern town where life is very different. He lives with his aunt and uncle after his divorced mother's painful death from leukemia. An accident in which 5 teenagers were killed after a night out shocked the town's community. The local councilman and Reverend Shaw Moore reacted to the incident by banning loud music and dancing. Ren stands up for the outmoded band and in the process falls in love with the Reverend's daughter, Ariel Moore. Ferris Bueller, played by Matthew Broderick, is a streetwise kid who knows all the tricks. One day he decides to take the day off of school. When Ferris takes the day off, so must his best friends, Cameron, who is played by Alan Ruck, and Salone, who is played by Mia Sara. Cameron is reluctantly persuaded to borrow his father's Ferrari, and together they hatch a plan to get Salone out of class. Suspicious Dean of Students Ed Rooney knows all about Ferris but can never catch him. Join in to see how Ferris's day off of school goes. No. The Breakfast Club. A diverse group of high schoolers are forced to spend detention on a Saturday in the library. Forced to make the best of their circumstances, they learn to understand each other and discover that in spite of their initial differences, they actually share many common feelings and problems. Thanks for watching Channel 10 News. Until then, see you next week.